Have you ever wondered what's up above? Well, so did the many scientists and physicists behind the first National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. Space became the American dream, a dream we only could treasure but not complete. On September 12, 1962, amid a fierce space race with the Soviet Union, U.S. President Kennedy delivers a stirring speech to 40,000 spectators at the stadium at Rice University in Houston. A speech that would be one of the defining moments of the completion of the space dream. The dream started to take a flight with this iconic speech, in which Kennedy called for America to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade.
Kennedy said,
"We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win."
Kennedy daunting challenge light the fire behind President D. Eisenhower, establishment of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration in 1958. The new agency became operational on October 1, 1958. When NASA began its operations, it absorbed the NACA, its 8,000 employees, annual budget of $100 million. Three major research laboratories, Langley Aeronautical Laboratory, Ames Aeronautical Laboratory, and Lewis Flight Propulsion Laboratory.
After only 7 months, John Glenn, aboard Friendship 7, became the first American to orbit the Earth. This, being the first encounter in space, laid the foundation of the knowledge we have on the effects of the gravitational conditions of space to the human body. The process of exploration of space is consisted of trial and error exhibit. Through the roughly 8 years of the Apollo program, furthermore, the Apollo program is an example of how exploration in space caused an encounter and exchange of ideals between two countries. NASA, seeing how the Apollo mission weren't unsuccessful as they hoped, they decided to put their rivalry aside with Russia and form an informal alliance to reach the common goal. The project Apollo-Soyuz is one of the first exchanges of the ideals and technology between two countries that never had the intention of improving relationships between the United States and the Soviet Union.
According to Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev, believes that Soviet and American spacemen will go into outer space for the first major joint scientific experiment in the history of mankind. He said, "The planet is big enough for us to live peacefully on it, but it is too small to be threatened by nuclear war." Thus, both sides recognize the Apollo-Soyuz as a political act of peace. This encounter in space, when Apollo commander astronaut Thomas P. Stafford and Soyuz commander cosmonaut Alexei Leonov make their historic handshake, marked the symbol of peace at the end of the nuclear war.
Although the space race and space exploration seems like just a giant experiment, it impacted the way Americans viewed their possibility to break the boundaries of science. Also serves as an example to show what can be accomplished when two great nations join forces.